Welcome to our Clock Tower 3 playthrough.
We're gonna continue the adventure and see if there's anything we can do to help out Albert and Dorothy.
There probably is.
Alright, let's go. So, as mentioned in that note there, we bring up John Hay. And John Hay was a real-life serial killer.
What?
Basically, he misinterpreted a law saying that you have to prove a crime committed before you can convict someone. He took that to mean that if there was no body, you could not convict someone of murder.
That seems like airtight logic.
Oh, yes. And it served him well, because after he proceeded to murder all his victims and destroy the bodies using acid, he was eventually found out and convicted. For instance, they found some bits and pieces of his victims, stuff like two teeth that weren't able to be fully decayed by the acid.
So he didn't even do a good job of misinterpreting the law.
He did.
Man, John Hay, the story of one man's failure.
He tried, I guess.
If I'm remembering correctly, part of his MO was to act like he was a Long-Lock's relative.
I believe so. His main thing was that he would murder people and then rob them, sometimes collect insurance on them, I think. So, I don't know. So Clock Tower 3, basically, this particular stalker, as we're going to see, spoilers, it's John Hay.
Oh, what?
But he basically is just the serial killer. The real-life serial killer, but in the game. And I don't quite understand what the intention is, whether they're trying to say that the real-life serial killer and the John Hay in this game are the same person?
Oh, probably. I mean, John Hay was well-renowned for making a suit with a gas mask and spraying people with homemade acid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, I guess, is that they've obviously taken some inspiration and kind of, exaggerated the story a bit.
Ooh, that is a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That would be alright, except they only do it in one case. And it's just kind of weird and inconsistent.
Yeah, none of the other stalkers, based on my research, were based off a real-life serial killer. At least not so kind of whole-cloth referenced as John Hay was.
Yeah, I mean, they were very clearly, acrobatic scissor-killing twins.
Yeah.
That happened.
Oh, yeah.
Well-renowned in the 1200s.
Yeah, just to point out here, again, so John Hay was killed a year before he attacks Dorothy and Albert.
Yeah, and brought back.
Yeah, so again, much like Sledgehammer, he was already a subordinate at the time of their killings. Which, for me, I guess one thing I kind of wonder is, what's meant to be so significant about Dorothy and Albert over the other victims of John Hay?
Like that guy in the dumpster right there.
Yeah, I guess that's the other question I had too, is one thing I sort of was thinking of is maybe all of these corpses that we find around that, we have to soothe their souls. Are they meant to be alternative victims of the stalkers in the level?
I would assume so. The only question becomes then, how come there's so few? Because you'll see that, a lot of the stalkers have killed, dozens of people, and you only ever come into, 3 or 4. And from a gameplay perspective, that makes sense, because it would be freaking tedious to just be soothing everybody. But from a story point, it gets kind of weird and inconsistent.
I guess maybe, because, with Sledgehammer's level, we kind of had the bodies almost leading us to the tailor shop. They were kind of strewn about the street. So
It's
I wonder...
true, but I thought that was more of an implication that the bombing had got them.
That one is sort of ambiguous.
Yeah.
Mom, what do you think?
Mom?
Oh, she's gone.
Mom.
Oh, no. Mom.
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 Mom?
Alright, just smile enigmatically. Whatever.
Spooky.
So spook. Get that shiny. Get it?
Okay, thanks, Mom.
Get it? That's right.
I guess that was Nancy just kind of appearing to
Here's your grandfather's desk key.
Yeah.
Help you get through this level.
Is that suggested to be Nancy giving us that key so we could progress?
She just dropped it. She was actually just gonna go through his desk. She's there right now, just being like, "Beak!"
This is all a trick. It's a surprise birthday party for you, Alyssa!
No one's dead! That one guy you killed, he was actually just a clown that we hired. But you killed him. We're gonna lose our deposit, Alyssa.
Oh, no. Oh, I guess this is one thing I sort of wanted to talk about, too, is that, so this is, again, if you remember, this is in Nancy's secret room. So, what the hell was Nancy using this room for?
Ruder activities?
I guess. I mean...
This is not going to pick up the painting on the floor either.
As we're going to hear later, a Rooter's power diminishes the older they get, and it eventually fades away completely in their 20s. So, presumably Nancy doesn't have any of her Rooter powers anymore.
I think that's implied, yeah.
So... yeah, I guess maybe that room has just not been used in many, many years, but I guess in its heyday, Nancy was perhaps using it to time travel, universe travel, whatever the hell it is, to try and soothe spirits?
I guess.
It's sort of, I wish the game took the time to explain what's kind of going on more when we are using the portal thingies to time travel.
What I want to know is how the hell did Nancy appear there? Because we see later she's not dead.
Or is she? It's kind of, I don't know. We'll probably talk more about the Nancy thing when it pops up again, but it's just kind of this weird back and forth the game does with her.
Yeah, she's kind of just appears when the plot's convenient.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Everybody appears when the plot's convenient.
That's true.
This is not a subtle, nuanced plot. That's okay. I don't know. I love Clock Tower 3 because it's so campy.
Yeah.
Campy.
I guess I sort of feel bad because I feel like it wasn't the intention
to be
for
campy.
It to be, yeah, but it's...
I mean, that's the thing. It's a common saying that camp can never be created, only found. So, I mean, for true camp, you have to go with full, sincerity. Yeah. And that's why this game is so great.
So, we found yet another spooky room. This time, this is apparently our grandfather's,
I wonder what the building plans to this place look like.
Yeah.
They've got to be nuts. Oh, look.
Oh.
Camera.
Oh, and an arrow.
So it's really good that our mom showed up, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to complete the next puzzle.
Yeah.
Who keeps a tiny little thing of film, unused film, and just...
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, some plot's happening.
Oh my god.
Narrated plot.
And you can tell that they didn't really know what to do here with Alyssa in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just kind of...
Yeah, I wish that for these particular notes, I mean, this is a lot of...
I guess the camera's moving, but it looks like the lamp's just, emerging out of the ether.
For these notes here, I mean, this is, pretty important information that we're gonna proceed to talk over here. But I wish that there was a better way that the game found to convey this information, other than just this text on a screen and narration.
Yeah. But then they probably wouldn't have had the budget for the 2-hour final boss fight.
It's only 2 hours because it's hard as shit.
Oh my god. I'm not looking forward to that one, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so here you go.
Alyssa reads really slowly.
Just skim, Melissa. We got shit to do.
It's fine. No, it's the plot. You have to know. Yeah.
I guess, to be fair, I mean, for her, she has no idea any of this crap, so she's probably, pretty interested to see what the hell all this crap is about.
So if Alyssa doesn't have a baby, I guess that's it for the Rooters?
See, and I was wondering that too, if it's meant to be that they have to have children before their powers fully diminish, or if they just need to make sure that they reproduce to pass on the line. Whether it's dependent on whether or not they still have their powers, if it gets passed on.
Yeah. Well, I guess if they had their powers, they'd have to get married pretty early and have babies pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alyssa. You've been doomed to life as a baby factory. Don't fuck up.
I do wish that, I think the rooter stuff is probably the most interesting part of the game. But there's so much kind of questions that it raises, just like stuff like, what is life like for a rooter, that we never get to see. We're always, Alyssa,
A rooter family.
That's you.
So,
It
I
is
am
you.
a rooter.
Her
It's in
reaction,
my blood.
like, it's so just underwhelming. Like, she's kind of upset, but she kind of just really accepts
Leave
it.
it to me, Grandpa.
I don't know, part
I
of
have the
me...
same rooter
Look,
strain
she's
in my
so
blood as my
excited.
mother.
See, but part of me almost
I
likes
saved
it because
Dorothy and
she
Albert.
is...
Then and only then when
She's
I
like,
was able to
oh,
leave
I'm
this
magic,
nightmare
I
and
can,
see
like, she's an inexperienced, naive 15-year-old, almost 15-year-old, that basically just got told, like, you're a superhero, and she's like, oh my god, this is great, I can't wait. So,
And I guess the implications of that she's going to be constantly fighting horrible people.
it hasn't really sunk in, I think, that this is a lifelong commitment, for Alyssa. So I think right now she's sort of hyped up on it. And on that note, I do wish the game kind of went into the life as a rooter more.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, as they get older, do the entities keep coming?
I think they do, and I think that's the...
But you don't have powers anymore.
Exactly, and that's that part of it is like so interesting to me, because it's like it's like a shitty life, and it's no wonder that Nancy tried to prevent Alyssa from having to live that life under, having to train all the years to be a rooter and to save people, only for all your powers to fade away, and all you're doing is basically you're putting a target on your back.
But here's the thing. Even if she wasn't trained, I mean, very clearly the subordinates will still come for her.
Yeah.
So it's really more that Nancy was dooming her to be much more in danger.
It's something that, again, like, I really wish that the game kind of went into that more. I think the rooter stuff could have had more time spent to kind of examine the lifestyle. Because, yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, the entities and subordinates are coming after Alyssa, whether she's trained as a rooter or not. So all that Nancy has done is kind of...
Crippled her.
Yeah, made it so that Alyssa isn't prepared for what's coming.
Although she seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, that said, yeah.
I mean, all things considered. So is that just something, is it like how if you toss a dog into a pool of water, it will eventually learn to swim? Is it kind of like that?
I guess. I guess it's just...
when it comes apparent that you're gonna drown,
It's something that, I mean, I think it's more so, it's something that just kind of has to happen in order for there to be a game.
Yeah, but that's not a good... That's
I
not a good
know,
reason.
but it's just that, I mean, because realistically, if you were completely untrained, you would just be so screwed over.
Oh, yeah.
Say hi to Jesus for me.
Bye.
I do wish that maybe the game talked about, maybe Alyssa took archery classes. Oh, hello.
Yeah, so there's the dude in the dumpster.
Yeah, so, I mean, this picture here is what makes me really wonder if all the corpses...
I wonder if the person who took the photograph ended up as a victim as well.
Do you know what?
There's a corpse right there, Alyssa. You were dumb.
Chances are that person took the photo and the flash went off on their camera and they were just fucking boned.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I...
Mr. Hay was just like, what are you doing?
Oh, hello. But yeah, I sort of wish that Alyssa was maybe shown to do some sort of archery classes or something. I don't know. I think it'd be just to sort of establish that she does have some sort of talent that...
This is a dumb puzzle, by the by. Like, there are so many better ways you could hide that light switch.
Yeah.
Chances are, if someone goes into your house and they're like, your painting is messed up, they will just write it and find
Yeah,
your
because that's the
secret
thing,
switch.
is that's not really like a subtly hidden switch. That painting is hanging half off the wall.
Look, it's a gross toilet.
Everything is gross in this game. There's no contrast in this game because everything is just kind of the same level of decrepit.
Oh, her house is kind of nice.
It's kind of like, I think the colors are kind of dreary and drab.
Oh, yeah. I might have forgot what button to hit to refill there.
So you just used up one instead.
Well, I refilled it. It's fine.
I figured it out
It's
eventually.
alright.
Oh, this is such a weird area their house is in.
It really is. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be gross.
I guess maybe the implication is that they're definitely in a poorer neighborhood, and it's right by, again, this industrial area? Like, look at this giant fan.
This is not safe.
What is, like, what kind of crappy factory are they having to live next to that it's, like, pumping out all, like, the air in those giant fans?
Like, when is this supposed to take place? Like, is this supposed to be during... It's not during the Industrial Revolution.
I'd have to double check the notes on the,
Yeah, I thought it was like 1946 or something like that, but I could just be making
I think
that
it
up.
might be... What?
Oh. Just knock stuff over. I believe that it's at least later on than May's story. So that would have to be, like, after the First World War.
Oh.
Either way, there's no reason.
Here we go, getting to the backstory.
It's so sad. It is actually sad. I sound kind of,
I won't lie, I find May's story a bit sadder because May is in the midst of a tragedy, even before she's murdered. She lost the piano competition and she's unaware that her father is already dead in the war. Dorothy and Albert, their story is still sad, but judging by the scene here, they're doing okay.
They're alright.
You know?
I mean, their biggest problem is that they're way too trusting of people who show up claiming to be their relatives.
Yeah, I swear we're related.
I mean, if someone came to my house and was like, I'm your long-lost cousin, I'd be like, you know, that's possible, but I'm gonna need to see some ID. It's true, though. I've got, apparently, a lot of family over in Poland. They might show up at my door one day. I don't know.
Well, are they gonna show up dressed like this?
I would probably hesitate to let them in.
So, it should be, oh, this is just... One thing that I completely missed when I first saw this scene is that, Albert's eyes are gouged out at some point. I don't know when it happens because the scene is kind of hard to figure out what's going on because of the lighting. But Albert is kind of like struggling in the dark here. He's blinded and he's just frantically trying to save his mom, and all he has to go on is the fact that he can hear what's happening.
Which is pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, when I first saw this scene, it was very upsetting.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still very upsetting, but it's also dumb.
Yeah.
You jerk. So, you're gonna see now that Dorothy Shaw ends up in a weird spot, but I don't, like, watching that, how?
Well, there's a moment where it sort of, like, floats down into a vent, which seems a little...
Yeah,
It's not paper, it's a fabric shawl.
I've made shawls. I can tell you that they are light, but they are not floaty.
It's done for dramatic effect. It's...
Yeah, and I mean, of all the things to nitpick in the game.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think it's fair because now, as Alyssa, we're gonna find that her shawl has ended up in the most inconvenient place for us. Oh, this part, I hate this friggin' invade point.
Well, yeah, because you really...
Oh, if only I had protective equipment.
Well, his head's not covered.
Well, that's the thing, is that the stupid idiot, like, left his bald head uncovered.
Oh, it's fine.
He's, like, head to toe in protective equipment, except for the top of his head.
Well, that's so you can see how gross his head is. It's got a point.
No, it doesn't. It's
dumb.
Fine.
It's fine.
Bugs me.
So, I'm gonna go back up and check out the shed now.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see he's gone, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. So yes, that is the subordinate known as the corroder. I would really love to see what the heck he acted like prior to that scene when he was just pretending to be their relative.
These eggs are terrible.
And he takes the salt shaker and he just like whips it at his salt, like sprays it all over. And they're just like, oh shit.
Should we ask him to leave? It's a little weird. Yeah. So if one thing that we can learn from this tragic story is don't trust people.
Don't. Yeah. Just no one.
No one.
No one at all.
I mean, May didn't trust anyone. It didn't do her well, but still. Yeah, it just fell in a river.
Yeah.
Like, yarn, like, you use, if it is a knitted shawl, you would use a really light yarn, but man, it's not like the yarn is gonna, like, float. Oh, there he is. Alright.
Genghis wants to talk about yarn because this is
really love knitting.
Subject of expertise for her.
I want to sound smart for once. Just once.
Oh, I know what to do. That is how I felt when we started talking about serial killers.
Right?
Wait.
Yeah, I don't want to know why you know this. Yeah, he's not going to open the door because it's rude.
What?
Oh, yeah. And, yeah,
Papa squat.
Oh, God. Well, you'll notice I keep trying to squat near the toilet. That's how mature I am.
Is he... Oh my god!
I know.
What?
Yep.
I've never seen that evade point before.
And I'm gonna use it twice, because it's the most convenient one.
Occupied!
Yep.
Oh my god.
And it seems like it's not gonna work, but if you just wait around, he actually just leaves.
Wow.
I know. He doesn't even try to break down the door.
I don't know what to think with that. I can't tell if that's awesome or infuriating.
It could be both.
Yeah, it's kind of that weird mix where it's like, it's stupid as hell, but I'm almost so happy to see it because it is stupid.
Yeah. Shaw loves stupid things.
Oh, so that looks like a TV there, so I think we are in a later time period.
For sure. So you'd really think at this point people would have a little more sense. Oh well, whatever. Oh, let's just get caught on this. Oh, I have to hit every piece of furniture, okay?
Oh my goodness.
It's important. Oh man, he's really close. I'm just hoping
if only
he's
he
not
had
gonna
some
hit
sort of
me.
ranged weapon that he could just...
Ah! You just had to say that. Although that said he hit me in the face. Well, the back of the head. So yeah, I'm just gonna use some lavender water there to get me calmed down.
Yeah,
I like how even though I'm panicked, I still really calmly open the door.
Yeah. Are you? Ooh, did you get yourself trapped in a dead end here?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Oh, definitely evade.
Yep, just looking for an evade point.
One thing I wanted to pose is so kind of bringing up again, Dorothy and Albert were killed by Corroder after he had become a subordinate.
Right.
And so I kind of wonder what's the why are we focusing on Dorothy and Albert in particular when there were clearly other victims that Corroder had to kill. My kind of theory is that
sorry, go ahead.
The characters that we're focusing on are the ones who are in the most pain and anguish as a result of their deaths from the various subordinates. Because it's mentioned at one point that the subordinates are basically powered by the suffering of their victims. So I think that the intention is, while there's plenty of other victims for each subordinate, the ones that we focus on in the games are the ones that are basically supplying the subordinates with the most power.
I think that's a fair assessment.
There she is.
This is actually a really neat little evade point. I like this one, even though it kind of disoriented me. So yeah,
that's kind of okay. You know, I have to say this one is probably an evade point that makes the most sense.
So he can't find me.
Yeah, you know, honestly.
But it also didn't occur to him that when I opened the door, I left. That's fine.
I'm not sure how much sense it makes, but it's probably one of the. You are terrible for running into crap in this hallway.
I know.
But it's
I'm like a magnet.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more one of the evade points that makes the most sense, because we're not like knocking out the giant murderous man. We're putting up a ninja smoke screen.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it for our part 4.
So next time, perhaps we'll get to the final confrontation with Corroder here.
We probably will.
Stay tuned.